Welcome to my channel Crazy to Learn. Today we will discuss some important MCQs from chapter Work, Energy and Power. Okay, let's start with our first question. A body gets displaced through distance of 5 meter under the action of a force 10 Newton acting at a right angle to the displacement, then work done will be plus 50 joule, minus 50 joule, 0 or none of the above. It is the direct question. We will start from easy questions. Okay, so we know the work done W is equal to F dot ds. Okay, force dot product with the ds means change in displacement. Okay, ds through a small displacement. When we apply a force and it creates some displacement, then at that moment we will get some work done. Without force there is no work done, without displacement there is no work done. Okay, so we know work done is equal to F dot ds. Okay, so when we will open the dot product, we know it is F ds cos theta, where theta represents the angle between force and displacement. Okay, F dot ds is equal to F ds cos theta, where theta is the angle between the direction of force with the direction of displacement. And when we will go to our question, it is given to you a body gets displaced through a distance of 5 meter. That means the displacement ds is 5 meter. Okay, under the action of a force 10 Newton. That means force is given to you 10 Newton acting at a right angle to the displacement. The force is acting right angle to the displacement. Okay, force is acting right angle to the displacement. Okay, if it is the direction of the force, then the displacement is along this direction, because the force is applied right angle 90 degree to the displacement. So here the theta is equal to 90 degree. So for this question, when we will find work done, W is equal to F ds cos theta. In the place of theta we will get 90 cos 90, and we know the value of cos 90 is equal to 0. So F ds into 0, it will be 0. So W is equal to 0. The work done will be 0. The work done will be 0. Option C is the correct one. All you are clear? Now we will go for the next question. Next question is, a heavy body A and another light body B have the same kinetic energy of translation, then the momentum of A is larger than B or B is larger than A and B are same or none of them. That means A body and B body have same kinetic energy, and it is asked to you what is the relation of momentum between them. Okay, so a body, heavy body A and another light body B is given to you according to our question. So if we will take the mass of the body A as ma and mass of the body B is mb, then what is the relation between ma and mb? The ma is greater than mb. Okay, so say both the body have same kinetic energy. So for body A, the kinetic energy of A body is equal to half mv square. We know the formula of kinetic energy is mv square. We know this formula. Okay, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So using this formula, when we will calculate the kinetic energy for the body A, what will you get? Half m means mass of A into velocity of A whole square. And what is the kinetic energy of body B? The kinetic energy of body B will be here half mb vb square. Okay, both the kinetic energy, the same kinetic, both the body has same kinetic energy. Both have same kinetic energy. Okay, so we will get, what we will get? Kinetic energy of A is equal to the kinetic energy of B. So what is the kinetic energy of a body? Is ma va square is equal to half mb vb whole square. Okay, so cancel half from the both the side. So if you will take, what you will get? Now ma by mb is equal to, what will you get? vb by va, vb square by va square. We can write it like as vb by va whole square. Clear? Then when you go to this relation, we know that ma is greater than mb. ma is greater than mb. So ma by mb is greater than 1. As ma is greater than mb, so ma by mb greater than 1. Okay, ma by mb is equal to vb by va whole square. Okay, vb by va whole square. So what you just, I am writing the same thing here in opposite way. I am writing the right hand side in left hand side, and I am moving the right hand side things to the left hand side and just left hand things to the right hand side. Okay, ma by mb is equal to vb by va whole square. I am writing vb by va whole square is equal to ma by mb. Okay, so vb by va is equal to square root of ma by mb. Okay, vb by va is equal to square root of ma by mb. As we know, ma by mb is greater than 1. ma by mb is greater than 1. Okay, greater than 1. Okay, so confirm vb by va is greater than 1, square root of 1. Okay, so as ma by mb is greater than 1, we can write the vb is greater than va. Yes or no? Okay, so now we will go for the what is about the momentum for the both the cases. So what is the relation of momentum? So let us think the momentum of the fast body. Let the momentum of the fast body is p1, which is equal to, we know the formula for the momentum is p is equal to mv. Momentum p is equal to mv, mass into velocity. So for the momentum of body A is equal to mass of body A into velocity of A by pb. Momentum of B body is mass of B body into velocity of B body. So we have to erase here. Just erase these things. What will you get? Now PA by PB is equal to MA VA by MB VB. Okay. Clear? Then what we can write? Just MA by MB. What you get? We can write like this: VA by VB. I am just separating the two things. MA VA by MB VB. I am just separating the mass and velocity. So MA by MB, we know it is equal to VB square by VA square. So in the place of MA by MB, I am writing VB by VB by VA whole square into VA by VB. So whole square means I can write like this. Whole square means I can write like this, VB square by VA square. Just cancel VA and VB. One VB will left and one VA will left. So VB by VA. Clear? So what I am getting? For PA by PB, I am getting VB by VA. Okay. So what I am getting? The PA by PB is equal to VB by VA. And here we are getting VB by VA is greater than 1. VB by VA is greater than 1. Square root of 1, so that it is, we can write like this. Okay, as MA by MB. Clear? As VB is greater than VA, as VB is greater than VA, it is confirmed greater than 1. Okay, so PA by PB is greater than 1, so we can write like PA is greater than PB. Clear? You can write PA is greater than PB. PA is the momentum of the heavy body A and PB is the momentum of the light body B. So what we are getting? The momentum of body A is greater than that of the momentum of body B. So what will be your answer? A, the momentum. What is the relation we are getting for the momentum? The momentum of A is larger than B. So option A is your correct answer. Option. Our next question is, a long spiral spring is stretched by 2 cm. Its potential energy is U. If the spring is stretched by 10 cm, then the potential energy of the spring is U by 25, B U by 5, or 5U or 25U. Okay, this question is based with the concept of work done or potential energy stored in a spiral spring when it is stretched. When a spiral spring is stretched, what is the work done or potential energy? We will get on that case. So we know the work done or potential energy when you stretch a spiral spring, it is equal to U is equal to minus half K x square. It is the formula you have to remember. The potential energy or the work done. Okay, U is equal to minus half Kx square, where K is the spring constant and X is the length of the stretching. Okay, the change in the length we got due to the stretching. Okay, so where K is the spring constant, X is the length we got due the length we get due to the stretching. Okay, the extension of length we will get due to the stretching. Okay, so a long spiral spring is stretched by 2 cm. That means it is stretched by 2 cm. That means after stretching, the length is enlarged to 2 cm. Okay, extended to 2 cm. Okay, so its potential energy is U. If the spring is stretched by 10 cm, then the potential energy of the spring is. So when you observe this formula, what you are getting? The potential energy U is directly proportional to the length, stretched length x square. Yes or no? From this formula we will get. So for the two cases, when you will observe, what you will get? Now U dash by U is equal to x dash by x whole square. Okay, so let it take U dash is the second case and U is the first case, and x is the length extended in the second case by length extended in the first case. Okay, so in the first case the spring is extended for 2 cm and its potential energy is U. Okay, so in the place of U we can put the potential energy U, no need to put anything, and in the place of x dash we can take 2 cm, and for the x, in the place of x, in the first case we will take x is 2 cm, for x dash we will take 10 cm. Okay, so just put here what you will get. For the second case we are want to finding the potential energy u dash, for the first case the potential energy u already given to you in the question. Then when you will go for the x dash, for the second case the spring is stretched for 10 cm, so in the place of x dash just put 10, and for the first case the stretching length is 2, so 10 by 2 whole square, okay, which is equal to 5 square, which is equal to 25. Okay, so u dash will be your 25 u. That means when the spring stretched for 2 cm the potential energy is u, and when that spring is stretched for 10 cm the potential energy will be 25 times. When you will 5 times the, if you stretching strength length will you increase 5 times, then the potential energy will increase for 25 times, because the potential energy is proportional to the square of length, stretched length. Okay, the potential energy is proportional to the square of stretched length. So that means when you increase the stretched length for the 5 times, यहाँ पर पहले बार फर्स्ट टाइम प्रथम थर के स्ट्रेच स्ट्रिंग, some students are request for Odia language. Okay, so I am explaining in Odia. Okay, so इटे केते कराई स्प्रिंग टाउ केते स्ट्रेच कराई 2 cm, सेकंड केस रे स्ट्रेच कराई 10 cm, so the stretch length is 5 times here, 5 गुणा हो जाई, तो तुमरो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ता केते हो जिवो, तो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी द स्क्वायर फैक्टर इट विल चेंज, द पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू द स्क्वायर ऑफ x. Okay, so it will be 5 square, that means 25 times. So the new potential energy will be your 25 times of the previous potential energy. Previous potential energy is u, so it will be 25 u. Clear? The new potential energy will be 25 u. Clear? Now we'll go for the next question. Our next question is, if small g is the acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface, the gain in potential energy of an object of mass small m raised from the surface of the earth to a height equal to the radius of the earth. Okay, just think our earth is okay, earth, small g is the acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface, the gain in potential energy of the object of mass raised. If let it think that a mass small m is here, okay, and if you will take, okay, so this is the center of the earth and this is the radius of the earth. So when the mass small m on the surface of the earth, what is the distance between the center of earth with the mass object, mass of object? Okay, what is the distance between the center of earth and the object? It is equal to the distance, it is equal to the radius of the earth. Okay, now it is raised from the surface of the earth to height equal to the radius r. ये जो रेडियस जितना था ना r, उसको फिर से r बढ़ा दो. Okay, the object is raised to a distance of again r. Okay, the object is now raised from the surface of the earth to a height equal to the radius of r. So ये तो पहले थे सेंटर से r डिस्टेंस में था और फिर से हम r बढ़ा दिए. ओके, तो पहले ये r डिस्टेंस में था, फिर से और r बढ़ा दिए हम. ओके, सो नाउ द मास इज ऑब्जेक्ट इज नाउ हियर. ओके, तो पहले मास ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ था, अभी r बढ़ गया. ओके, सो व्हेन द ऑब्जेक्ट इज रेज्ड टू ए हाइट, we will know it is the potential energy. Okay, when you object is raised, that means increase in the potential energy, and here the work done is totally due to the potential energy. So here we will calculate the work done. Okay, here the work is done due to the change in potential energy due to the raise of the object from a distance from a height r to a distance of 2r, because now in the first position the object is at a distance of r from the center of the earth, but at the second case the object is at a height of distance 2r. Okay, for the first case the object is at a distance r, but in the second case the object is at a height of 2r from the center of the earth. Okay, so here the work done is only due to the potential energy acquired by the object due to the raise of the object from a height r to a height of 2r. Okay, so we know when a variable force is acting, at that case the work done W is equal to integration of f dot ds. Okay, and the limit from the object mass is raised from a distance r to a distance of 2r, so we will maintain the limit from r to 2r. Clear? Why I am writing this formula? All you are clear? Now here the gain in potential energy of an object we are calculating. The gain in potential energy is equal to the work done here, because the object is raised from a one position to a certain height. Okay, so work done. Clear? And पहले ये जो ऑब्जेक्ट कौन सा कितना हाइट में था, ये पोजीशन में जब था उसका हाइट था r from the center of the earth. It is placed at a height of r from the center of the earth, but when it is raised, now the object is at a distance of 2r from the center of the earth. Okay, so now we know the F, the gravitational force. Okay, the gravitational force when the object on the surface of the earth, when the object on the surface of the earth, some gravitational force is acting on the object, and when the object is raised to a height of r, the gravitational force is acting. So we know the gravitational force acting F is equal to the capital Gmm by r square. Yes or no? It is the formula from the chapter of gravitation. We already discussed the gravitational force is equal to the Gmm by r, where m is the mass of the earth and small m is the mass of the object, r is the radius of the earth, and g is the universal gravitational constant. So in the place of F we can write like this. Okay, and in the place of ds we can take the displacement or dx. Okay, dx or ds. Okay, so now in the place of F just put Gmm by r square. As we are taking the radius, just take it as dr. Okay, what is s, x variable fractions variables we have to take. Okay, where this dr or ds or dx indicates the displacement. Okay, due to the force what the displacement occurred by the object. Okay, so Gmm by r square dot dr integration from r to 2r. Clear? As g universal gravitational constant, capital M is the mass of the earth, it is for a single case it is constant, mass of the object is also constant, all three are constant. So just take it out. What will you get? Capital G, capital M, small m integration of r square 1 by r square, 1 by r square. Okay, so when we will take r to the numerator we will get r power minus 2 dr. Okay, okay, limit of integration is from r to 2r, because the object is raised from a height r to a height of 2r. Okay, and we know the integration formula x and dx. What is the integration formula? The formula is x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Okay, so similar formula when we will apply here, what will you get? We will get Gmm integration r to 2r. Now it will be when you integrate r power minus 2, what will you get? R power minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1, limit from r to 2r. Okay, it is the formula of integration. Okay, for your convenience understanding I am writing here. Okay, now come to our point. What will you get? Capital G, capital M, small m, r power minus 2 plus 1, it will be r power minus 1 divided by minus 1 from capital R, from R to 2R. Okay, so we can write this term as capital G small m minus 1 by capital R. Okay, r power minus 1, when we will take from numerator to denominator, the power will be plus 1, we can write simply r, and minus 1, when we will move the denominator to numerator, we will get minus r. Okay, so what will you get here? Capital G mm small m, capital G capital M small m, minus 1 by 2r, minus it will be plus 1 by r. Okay, clear? So when we will take, okay, now we have to erase here. Okay, we have to proceed. Now I am erasing these things. Only last step. So what we are getting here? Capital G capital M small m, I can write like 1r minus 1 by r minus 1 by 2r. Okay, clear? Now just calculate G m small m, LCM when we will take, we will get 2r, 2 minus 1, so we will get capital G small m by 1 by 2r. Clear? And we know the acceleration due to gravity small g is equal to capital Gm by r square. Okay, so what will you get? G r square, we know acceleration due to gravity small g is equal to acceleration due to gravity small g is equal to capital Gm by r square. So we can write g small g r square is equal to capital Gm. Okay, just put here in the place of capital Gm, just put here. What you will get? Small g capital R square into small m into 1 by 2r. So 1r will be cancelled. So what will you get? Half small m small g capital R. So this is your answer. So the gain in potential energy of an object of mass small m raised from the surface of the earth to a height equal to the radius capital R, the work done, or the we can say the potential energy. Here the work done is only due to the potential energy, so you can write the potential energy or the work done. Okay, work done or the potential energy is equal to the half into mass of the object into acceleration due to gravity into radius of the earth. ये जो क्वेश्चन में ऑप्शंस था, मैं ऑप्शंस नहीं लिया हूँ यहाँ पर, तो कुछ ऑप्शन था 2 mgr, 4 mgr, हाफ mgr, 1 by 4 mgr, ऐसे 4 ऑप्शन था. ओके, हाँ, हाफ mgr, 2 mgr, 1 by 4 mgr, 4 mgr. This is your option A, B, C, D. Okay, so which option is correct one? Option A is your correct one. So work done or the potential energy, gain in potential energy is equal to half mgr. All you are clear? Our next question is, if a force capital F is applied on a body and it moves with velocity v, the power will be. So we know the power is the power P is equal to rate of work done. Okay, we know power P is equal to rate of work done. So rate of work done means P is equal to W by T, and okay, and we know W is equal to F dot ds divided by T. Okay, so if you consider ds by T, displacement in a time T, which is equal to V. Okay, rate of change of displacement with time, rate of change of displacement, okay, with time, change in displacement with time is velocity. So it is equal to force into velocity. So the power will be force into velocity. Option A is the correct one. Clear? Our next question is, a bag of mass capital M hangs by a long thread and a bullet of mass small m comes horizontally with velocity small b v and gets caught in the bag. Then for the combined system, bag plus bullet system, the momentum will be this much, kinetic energy this much, or momentum this much, or kinetic energy this much. Which option is correct? You have to choose. Okay, so if it is, this question is based on the concept of law of conservation of momentum. Okay, law of conservation of momentum. So क्या था, a bag hangs by a long thread. Okay, ऐसे एक बैग था एंड बुलेट आया फायर होके, एंड नाउ द बुलेट इनसाइड द बैग. ओके, एंड गेट्स कॉट इन द बैग. ओके, सो पहले बुलेट यहाँ पर था, तो अब बुलेट इनसाइड द बैग. ओके, सो the mass of the bullet is small m and moving with velocity v. So what will be the momentum of the bullet? mv. So before, it is the situation before it caught into the bag. It is the situation before it caught into the bag. Okay, when it is fired, the bullet is fired, the mass of the bullet is small m and it moves with the velocity small b. So the momentum will be your mass into velocity. So before, the momentum is mass into velocity. Now the bullet is caught inside the bag. Now the system is like this. The mass of the bag is capital M and the mass of the bullet is small m. It is the after situation. It is the after situation. Okay, it is the before situation and it is the after situation. So now the bag is capital M and the bullet inside the bag small m. So total mass of the system is capital M plus small m. Okay, so if you will think, now the velocity of the system is v dash, then the momentum is capital M plus small m into v dash is equal to the before momentum, which is small m into small v. This is according to the law of conservation of momentum. And what is the mass of the system? The mass of the system is capital M plus small m, because the bag mass of the bag is capital M and now the bullet is inside the bag, so the mass will be capital M plus small m. So now we will calculate the kinetic energy. Then now we will calculate the kinetic energy. So and momentum, both we will calculate. So for the combined system, now the momentum will be your capital M small m v dash. So what will be your v dash? Now v dash is the velocity of the system, velocity of the combined system, which is bag plus bullet. So what will be the velocity of the system bag plus bullet? It is equal to small m small b divided by capital M plus small m. Now it is the velocity of the system, combined system bag plus bullet. So what will be its the momentum? Momentum of the combined system. Momentum of combined system. What will be the momentum of combined system? The momentum of the combined system is mass of the combined system into velocity of the combined system. So what will be the mass into velocity? So what is the mass of the combined system? The mass of the combined system is small m plus capital M. What is the mass of the combined system? Combined system is bag plus bullet. Mass of the bag is capital M. Mass of the bullet is small m. So combined system mass is capital M plus m into velocity. What is the velocity of the combined system? The velocity of the combined system is v dash. V dash means small m into small v divided by capital M small v. Capital M plus small m. It is the velocity of the combined system I put here. So capital M plus small m cancelled with capital M small m. So what will you get the result? So the momentum of the combined system is equal to small m into small v. That means mass of the bullet into mass of the velocity. Clear? Because we know according to the law of conservation of momentum, the momentum will be same as before. So what is the before momentum? Before momentum is small m small v. So momentum of the combined system is also equal to the small m small v. Clear? So what is written in your option A? Momentum is equal to small m small v into capital M divided by capital M plus small m. So this option is wrong. And here another momentum value is given to you. This is also wrong. Now we will calculate the kinetic energy. Of the system. Okay. So what will be the kinetic energy of the combined system? The kinetic energy of combined system. What is the formula for the kinetic energy? We know the formula for the kinetic energy is half mv square. It is the general formula. So half into mass. So mass means here we have to put the mass of the combined system. What is the mass of the combined system? Capital M plus small m into v square. That means velocity square. What is the velocity of the combined system? The velocity of the combined system is v dash. Velocity of the combined system is v dash. Okay. Remember v dash here. The v dash is the velocity of the combined system. What is written here? It is v dash will be your velocity of the combined system. Don't confuse. Okay. And what is the mass? Mass of the combined system is where I will write. Capital M plus small m. Okay. So just here put the velocity square. So small m small v divided by capital M small m whole square. Okay. Whole square. So I can write like half into capital M small m into small m square small v square divided by capital M small m whole square. So capital M small m cancelled with 1, capital M small m. So what the final result we will get? What is the kinetic energy of the combined system we are getting here? Half small m square small v square divided by capital M small m. So this is the kinetic energy of the combined system. kinetic energy of the combined system. Here it is written kinetic energy of the combined system is half mv square. So this is your wrong answer. So which one is the correct answer? What we are getting? The kinetic energy is half small m square small v square divided by capital M plus only. So option D, the kinetic energy value is your correct one. Okay, so option D is your correct option. All you are clear? Our next question is, the kinetic energy of a given body is doubled, then its momentum will be remain unchanged, redoubled, become half times, become root 2 times. So we know the relation between the momentum and the kinetic energy is p square is equal to 2m kinetic energy. Okay, you will say, how can you get this formula? So as we know, the kinetic energy is equal to half m v square, both sides just multiply m, so we will get half m square v square, just take 2 to the this side, then we will get 2m kinetic energy is equal to m square v square, and mv is equal to p. We know momentum p is equal to mv, so we can write like this, 2m kinetic energy is equal to mv whole square. So mv is your p, so we are getting p square momentum is equal to 2m kinetic energy. P square is equal to 2m kinetic energy. So from this relation, what we are getting? P square is equal to 2m kinetic energy, so p is equal to 2m kinetic energy square root. Okay, so p is proportional to square root of kinetic energy. Yes or no? P directly proportional to the square root of kinetic energy. As in your question it is given to you the kinetic energy is doubled, that means just put in the place of kinetic energy, just put 2, we will get p proportional to root 2. Yes or no? So it becomes root 2 times. Option D is your correct answer. Otherwise you can do like this, as p1 by p2 is equal to ke1 by ke2. Okay, in the second case, if p1 is the first case in momentum for the first case, p2 is the momentum for the second case, square root we have to keep here. Okay, so for the second case the kinetic energy doubled, so p1 by p2 is equal to kinetic energy 1 divided by 2 of kinetic energy 1, because in the second case kinetic energy in the second case kinetic energy in the second case is 2 times of the kinetic energy in the first case. According to the question, kinetic energy in the second case is the 2 times of the kinetic energy in the first case, because it is written to you, given to you, kinetic energy is doubled, so in the second case it is the 2 times of the first case. So if you cancel it out, we will get 1 by root 2. So if you cross multiply, what will you get? P2 is equal to root 2 P1. That means in the second case is the new momentum. Okay, the new momentum is root 2 times of the previous momentum. P2 is the second case, momentum in the second case, that means new case. So new momentum will be the root 2 times of the first momentum, that means previous case. So new momentum will be the root 2 times of the previous momentum. So which was the answer? Become the root 2 times. Option D is your correct answer. Clear? Question: two bodies A and B of unequal masses having same momentum have masses in ratio 1:2. Their kinetic energies are in ratio. So according to our question, two masses is given to you. One having mass, their mass ratio is 1:2. Their mass ratio is 1:2. So if you will take it is as a mass m, the mass of this is 2m. Okay, if it is A and this is your body B, Okay, both have having same momentum. Okay, so mass of body A is m. So momentum mass, okay, mass of body A and mass of body B, body A, body B, mass of body A is m and mass of body B is 2m, as it is given to you. Mass are in ratio 1:2. Okay, both having same momentum, so what will be its momentum? Mass into velocity A, its mass is 2m, so 2 into velocity of B, because we know momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Its mass into velocity of A, its mass is 2m into velocity of B. Both have the same momentum, their momentum are same. That means mva is equal to 2mvb, then va by vb is equal to 2m by m, cancel, that is 2. Okay, velocity A divided by velocity B is equal to 2. Then their kinetic energies, what will be its? Here we got this relation. Now we will go for the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of A body, what will be its? Half into mass m into velocity ba square. Okay, and what is the kinetic energy of B? Half into mass, its mass is 2m into velocity b square. Okay, the ratio is asked to you. So kinetic energy of body A divided by kinetic energy of body B is equal to half into mass of body A, which is m, into velocity of body A square, half mv square, divided by half mass of the body B, which is equal to 2m into velocity of the body vb whole square. So half cancel, then what will you get? cancel, we will get the kinetic energy ratio is va square by 2vb square. So if you will half separate and take the whole square, then we will get half into va by vb whole square. We can write like this, va square by 2vb square. if you separate to half, यहाँ पर कुछ नहीं है तो न्यूमरेटर में 1 है, 1/2 I am separating here half, then we will get va by vb whole square. So va by vb is equal to 2, so in the place of va by vb just write 2, so half into 2 square, which is equal to half into 4, 4 cancel, then we will get 2, so 2. So kinetic energy A by kinetic energy B ratio is 2. Kinetic energy of A divided by kinetic energy of B is equal to 2. 2 means 2/1, so ratio is 2:1. 2 means, what is the meaning of 2? 2 means 2/1, so ratio is 2:1. So option A is your correct one. So their kinetic energy ratio is 2:1. Clear? Our next question is, when 1 gram of matter, when converted to energy, 1 gram of matter is converted to energy yields. Okay, so we know the energy mass formula is E is equal to mc square. We know the energy mass relation, E is equal to mc square. So 1 gram of mass yields how much energy? It is asked to you. 1 gram of mass yields how much energy? So just in the place as mass is given to you 1 gram, and c value we know, the value of c, the speed of light in vacuum, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, So we have to convert, as this is given to you in meter per second, you have to convert the mass. Mass is given to you 1 gram, so just convert it gram to kilogram. So we will get 1 by 1000 gram is equal to 1 kg. 1 gram is equal to 1 by 1000 kg. So you can write 0.01 kg. So mass 1 gram is given to you, which is equal to 0.001 kg is given to you. Now just put in this formula, energy E is equal to mass 0.001 into c square, 3 into 10 to the power 8 whole square. Okay, so what will you get? It is equal to 1 by 1000. So 1 by 1000 means we can write like this, 1 by 10 to the power 3, we can write like 10 to the power minus 3. So 0.001 is also equal to 10 to the power minus 3. So this is your 10 to the power minus 3 into 3 square, which is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 8 square, that means 10 to the power 16. Okay, so what will you get? 9 into 10 to the power 16 into 10 to the power minus 3, so which is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 16 minus 3, which is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 13. Okay, as here we converted the mass to kg and c is given to you into meter per second, both are SI unit. So here we will get energy in the form of joule. If you will solve the problem using mass in the form of gram and you will convert c to 3 into 10 to the power 10 cm per second, then we will get in the answer in orb. Okay, CGS unit. In the CGS unit you will get the answer. As I am converting here the mass to kg, kg is SI unit and meter per second is also SI unit, so here we will get the energy in SI unit, which is joule. Directly we will get the answer. Otherwise, if you will solve it using mass is equal to 1 gram and c is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 10 cm per second, then you will get the answer in org. As gram and cm both are CGS units, we will get the answer org. Then you have to convert org to joule. Okay, so the answer 9 to 10 to the power 13 joule is your correct one. Clear? Our next question, the calculate the kinetic energy of a ball of mass 10 gram and momentum 1000 gram cm per second. So here what is given to you, just note down the things. Momentum P is equal to 1000 gram cm per second, mass is equal to 10 gram, and it is asked to you to calculate the kinetic energy. Okay, so what is the relation between the kinetic energy, mass and momentum? Just in previous question we discussed the relation between momentum and kinetic energy is p square 2m kinetic energy. So what will be the kinetic energy? The kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2m. It is the base formula. From this base formula we can derive this formula. P square is equal to 2m into kinetic energy, so kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2m. So just put here what is the value of p. P is 1000 whole square divided, both are in CGS unit. It is given to you in gram cm per second, it is the CGS unit, and this is also the CGS unit. So p square divided 2 into mass 2 into 10. So what will you get? 1000 square means 1000 into 1000 divided 2 into 10. 10 10 cancel, 2 cancel is 100, we will get 50. So 50 into 1000 we will get 50,000, which is equal to 5 into 10 to the power 4. Okay, as P and M are in CGS unit, so what the unit we will get here? We will get the CGS unit of energy. So energy SI unit is joule and CGS unit is org. So we will get orgs. Okay, So what will be the answer? 5 Newton to the power 4 of option B is your correct answer. All are clear? Okay. Our next question, a bullet of mass 10 gram moving with a velocity 210 meter per second suddenly stopped. Its kinetic energy is totally converted into heat. So how much heat in calories would be generated? Options are given to you. So bullet of mass, what is given to you? Mass of the bullet is given to you. Mass is equal to 10 gram. 10 gram, convert it to kg. So divided by 1000, we will get 0 cancel. 1 by 100 means 0.01 kg. Okay. Then velocity is given to you 210 meter per second. It is already in SI unit, so no need to convert it to CGS unit, because here we got the SI unit, so this is also SI unit. Clear? Now its kinetic energy, if its kinetic energy is totally converted to heat, kinetic energy is converted to heat. So first we have to calculate the kinetic energy. So what is the kinetic energy? We know kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So half m means 0.01, v square means 210 square. So if we will solve, we will get half into 1 by 100 into 210 into 210. So 1010 cancelled here, 1010 cancelled here. So 21 into 21, what will you get? 21 square. 21 into 21, what will you get? 21 441. Okay. So we will get divided by 2. So 441 divided by 2. This much in joule we will get. Okay. As kinetic energy, the units of energy is SI unit of energy is joule. We will get this much joule. So but it is asked to you to but in the question it is given to you, this kinetic energy is totally converted to heat. So when the kinetic energy or work is converted to heat, what is the relation? Work done or energy converted to heat. When the work done or energy converted to heat, at that case we have to use the formula W is equal to J into H, where W is the amount of work done or energy you can take. This is energy, you can calculate this energy is equal to energy or work done is equal to J into H, where J is the, what is J? J is your joules mechanical equivalent. Equivalent heat. Joules mechanical equivalent heat constant is called. So its value is 4.18 joule per calorie. Okay, just remember this thing. When the work done or energy is converted to heat, when it is asked to you find the heat when some work is done or energy is given to you and this energy is converted to heat energy. So how you will calculate at that case? The E or W is equal to J into H. H is the heat produced and J is the joules mechanical equivalent heat, which is not a physical quantity, it is just a constant. It is just a constant. Okay, and that constant value is, जैसे कि हम यूनिवर्सल ग्रेविटेशनल कांस्टेंट कैपिटल G यूज करते हैं, यहाँ पर ऐसे ही द वर्क डन W इज इक्वल टू joules mechanical equivalent heat J into heat produced, and G is not a physical quantity here, it is the constant. This constant value is equal to 4.18 joule per calorie. You will say, sir, how J value is how we got the J value is equal to 4.18 joule per calorie, because we know 1 calorie is equal to 1 calorie is 4.18 joule. Okay, from there we get the J constant value is 4 point, and what is 1 calorie? What is 1 calorie? Now amount of heat required to change the 1 gram amount of substance, the temperature of 1 gram of substance to 1 degree Celsius, to raise the temperature of 1 gram substance to 1 degree Celsius. That is called amount of heat required is 1 calorie, and which is equal to 4.18 joule. Okay, 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. So here the J constant is equal to 4.18 okay joule per calorie. Clear? As we will calculate heat okay. Clear? So but it is asked to you, now we will calculate the heat required. Okay, erasing these things. So now in our question it is asked to you to calculate the amount of heat. The amount of heat is equal to work done or energy by J, joules mechanical heat equivalent, or we can write this here, the work done is equal to the kinetic energy. Here the work is done due to the kinetic energy, so work done is also equal to the kinetic energy divided by J. Okay, and J value is 4.18 joule per calorie, already we discussed. So put the value of kinetic energy, what we got here, 441 divided by 2 divided by again 4.18. So we can write like this, 441 divided by 2 into, if you convert the decimal we will get, if you convert the decimal to fraction we will get 418 divided by 100 divided by, we have to take them, when you convert this division to multiplication we have to take the reciprocal, so we can write like this, 100 by 418. Okay, just cancel, calculate. After calculation what will you get, 441 into 100 divided by 418 into 2. After calculation just calculate quickly. So when you cancel it out, 250, when you cancel it when you cancel it, calculate, we will get 5275 something, okay, something which is approximately equal to 52.5. So option C is your correct one. Okay, option C is your correct one. Clear? So for today this much. Again we will meet with some more new MCQs from chapter work, power, energy in my part 2 video. Till that time, take care, keep preparation, have a nice day. Bye bye.